UN plans, internet regulations. Well, they've always headed up the Internet 2 meetings and the consortium meetings, and they've announced they're going to have a world tax on it and world ID numbers when you're on the internet, and that they're going to track everything you do, and then they've got their own cybersecurity system. Who do you think set up the UN? Our government. The United Nations is considering whether to set up an intergovernmental working group to harmonize global efforts by policymakers to regulate the internet. Establishment of such a group has the backing of several countries, spearheaded by Brazil, which, if you don't think Brazil's powerful, it's like number 4 or 5 in the global power structure now because it has a huge population and incredible resources. At a meeting in New York on Wednesday, called for an international body made up of government representatives that would attempt to create global standards for policing the internet. You heard that, specifically in reaction to challenges from WikiLeaks. Now, they've got the Cybersecurity Act they're having trouble passing. They've got other legislation to lock you up in prison if you're in the media and cover any leak into the free speech and cherished. And I told you that's what this was. Some people don't want to hear it. Oh, WikiLeaks is wonderful. I'm not saying Assange isn't being set up. But see how it was scripted with ridiculous false charges? And people play right into it. That's why we're slaves. Okay? People need to listen to what I say. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Here it is out of the big Australian news, IT news for Australia business. UN mulls internet regulations. WikiLeaks sparks push for tighter controls. They've got legislation to put you in life in prison if you report on any type of government corruption. If you get a leak, which has always been the bedrock of exposing the Tuskegee experiment, exposing radiation experiments on our troops, exposing Nixon, Clinton. These were all leaks. But this, what do you think they did in East Germany or Russia or Nazi Germany when they would take you away to be executed or take you away to be thrown in a dungeon? They would say, you violated national security. You endangered the state. I mean, they said we're arresting people because we're keeping the homeland safe. This is classical super tyranny. It's a complex issue, and people want it real simple. Coke, Pepsi, Cowboys, 49ers. Just like WikiLeaks is totally wonderful and our savior and perfect and does no wrong, and it's the second coming of Jehovah, on and on and on, this type of ridiculous propaganda. Either you just got to totally worship WikiLeaks, or you've got to say execute Assange, just ban all free speech. Those are the two camps the mainstream media gives you. No, we look at the facts. Cass Sunstein behind the announcement of it, involved with it 3 years ago, Washington Post op-ed. The Chinese dissidents, and I'm not for the communist Chinese, but the fact is that these dissidents are known CIA and CIA operatives on record. They're the core of WikiLeaks. Assange is the young playboy they put up there as the front man. He was busted a decade ago for hacking, admits he was brought into some national security jobs at that point. All these connections there. I don't think Assange is a bad guy. They put false charges on him that they know are going to fall apart. Molestation, rape, then it turns out not wearing a condom, and consensual sex. It's all designed to make him the hero. And I don't know if he consciously knows that. Time will tell. But the bottom line, I told you a year ago, 6 months ago, a month ago, last week, and all of my expert guests who really got a track record of being accurate agreed and concurred. And notice all these foreign governments, the Iranians, the Pakistanis, many others, they all say this is staged. This stuff has been redacted. He's cut stuff out. It basically, bin Laden's still alive. Oh, they've got nukes. Oh, there were WMDs. It just promotes all the old propaganda. Just because a document's secret doesn't mean it's real. Some of the most brainwashed groups in the world are inside government. But I told you regardless. I said it forces you to side with Assange. It forces you to say, regardless of who he is, we've got to get him out of jail. We've got to stop this. We can't go along with Bill O'Reilly saying execute people like Assange because it's designed to take all of our free speech. Now, they've got 3 pieces of legislation: cybersecurity, open government kill switch, surveillance grid, control over all ISPs, packet scanning, just total big brother. It's already in place, but they want to grow it and again, have it come out in the open, which they're now doing. You notice they're like, yeah, we read all your mail. Yeah, we're scanning what you buy and what you do. It's all illegal, but we do it for your own good. Now they're introducing at the international and national level life in prison if you bring out a leak. So they would say, well, Alex Jones got that MIAC Homeland Security report from law enforcement. We're going to put those cops, a federal marshal and a state police officer, we're going to put them in prison. See, it's meant to be a chilling effect. Even and of course, politically, they couldn't get away with that, so they picked somebody who's a foreigner, who's a playboy, who most people look at and go, man, that guy's kind of creepy. It's all typecast just for us. And here it is. The UN announces global policing, internet IDs, internet taxes. This is what they want. It's what they've always wanted. So here it is. You think the globalists going into this consolidation phase want the internet to be open and free like it is, with the alternative media now becoming the media? That Rubicon got crossed, what, 2 years ago? So here's the headline at Infowars.com. And it's also up on Drudge if you want to find it the easiest. It's top story. U.S. plans internet, or UN plans internet regulation. So does the United States. So does Italy. So does France. So does Australia. And it just goes over the entire thing. And we're going to be talking more about that. But as Ron Paul said, you know, is the truth treason? And again, Paul's smart. He just addresses it as, well, these are the supposed documents. Is it treason to release the truth? But it's not even the truth. It's lies within lies within lies. But Paul knows you've got to come out and defeat this, or they're going to come in and shut down the free speech. No, ladies and gentlemen, no one is ever going to be perfectly safe. If a government says we're going to put something in position where you're completely safe, A, it's impossible. B, that's called total tyranny, and that's always statistically the greatest danger. You should be afraid of big government, not phantom boogeymen wearing turbans.